If your tomato plants are turning yellow, growing slow, or just not producing enough fruit, you're probably making one of the most common mistakes. But don't worry, I've got you covered. In just 3 minutes, you'll learn exactly how to keep your tomato plants thriving, producing juicy, flavorful tomatoes all season long. 1. Choosing the right spot. Tomatoes love sunlight, so if your plants aren't getting at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sun daily, they'll struggle. And if you think partial shade will work, think again. Less light means fewer tomatoes. So, plant them in the sunniest spot possible. 2. Soil and planting depth. Good soil makes all the difference. If your tomatoes are weak, the soil might be too compact or lacking nutrients. They need loose, well-draining soil with plenty of organic matter. And here's a trick. Bury the stem deep. Tomatoes grow roots along the buried stem, making them stronger and more resilient. But don't just plant them in any random garden bed. Mix in compost so they get a nutrient boost from the start. 3. Watering the right way. Overwatering? Underwatering? Both can ruin your tomato plants. If the leaves look wilted in the afternoon, don't panic. Check the soil first. Water deeply, but only when the top inch feels dry. And always water at the base, not from above, so the leaves stay dry and disease-free. 4. The secret to more tomatoes. If you're getting a lot of leaves but no fruit, your tomatoes might have too much nitrogen. However, if you add a balanced fertilizer with phosphorus and potassium, they'll start focusing on fruit instead of just growing bigger leaves. And don't forget to prune. Remove the suckers, the tiny shoots between branches, so that the plant puts more energy into producing tomatoes. 5. Supporting your plants. Tomatoes are not meant to sprawl on the ground. If you don't stake or cage them, you'll end up with broken stems and rotting fruit. So, whether you use a stake, cage, or trellis, keep them upright to increase airflow and prevent disease. But tie them loosely. Too tight, and you'll damage the stems. 6. Keeping pests and diseases away. If you've ever seen holes in your leaves or rotten spots on your tomatoes, pests and diseases are the problem. And here's the best prevention tip. Rotate your crops. Don't plant tomatoes in the same spot every year, or diseases will build up in the soil. So try planting basil or marigolds nearby. They naturally repel harmful insects. 7. Harvesting for the best flavor. You might think tomatoes should be picked when they're completely red, but if you let them ripen too long on the vine, they can get mushy or attract pests. Instead, pick them when they just start turning red and let them finish ripening indoors. This way, you get perfect flavor without any damage from bugs or sunscald. So, if you want strong, productive tomato plants, remember, full sun, deep planting, smart watering, balanced nutrients, good support, pest control, and proper harvesting. And if you apply these tips, you'll get bigger, tastier tomatoes without the frustration.